All right, guys, it is me. Thank you for coming in, Kaylee. Let's see. So I'm going to drive a little bit, and this is a test to see if things go okay with the new system Alex set up for me. Can you hear me? I'm sitting in a parking lot right now, so if you want to give me a thumbs up, that means that you can see me and you see out the front of the camera. Okay. All right. So you can hear me and you can see out the camera, it looks like. All right. So we're going to go drive. Let me shut my sunroof up. I just dropped Richard off at physical therapy. So hello to whoever's here. I'm going to be driving, so I can't really pay attention to the chat. I have just a short drive I'm going to do to test this out. But I do appreciate you stopping in to help me out, because especially if you've been here and the frustration with us dropping, and me coming back and trying to hold it together. So I do appreciate you coming to help me check it out, because last night Josh really wanted to go do a drive, and I said, I'm not doing it till we get something set up different. And it's not like I didn't want to do it. I just, we needed to set something up so that it doesn't annoy you guys. It annoys, trust me, it annoys the you-know-what out of me. And so, yeah, that's what I'm doing today. We're going to go for a little drive north on Highway 99. It used to be, other than the Coast Highway, this was the route up and down between Washington and California. And one of my goals this summer is to do some of the Highway 99, both north and south, to test it out. So I'll make a couple steps along the way so that I can look at the chat and see what's going on. But basically, again, it's just, if you're new, welcome. If you're returning, welcome. And I'm trying to get a system working so that I can do live drives and chat about topics. My son-in-law and I enjoy doing that. We have some differences of opinion in things, important things, not so much difference in opinion. So check this out on my left there. That is a co-op where you can buy in for like $5,000. And it's a really cool, I think St. Vincent de Paul put this together. It's small community, but it's good. I believe they have a garden there, and so they have things for people to do to participate in community. And it's right close, as you just saw, to there's a Fred Meyer right back there within a mile, less than a mile. There is an Albertsons. There is there's just a lot of anything that you really need. And within 3 miles is a Walmart, but you have to kind of go up on the freeway to get there. Anyways, yep, we're on Highway 99 headed north out of Eugene. I'm just going to go up here ways first to stop and look at the chat. I do hope whoever's in here right now, other than Kaylee, well, Kaylee, I hope this for you too, but that y'all are having a great day. It's a beautiful day here in the Willamette Valley. And Richard and I are going to be taking a coast drive in the next few days. It might be Sunday. It could be tomorrow or Friday. I'm not sure. But Saturday, my nephew that y'all have heard, and I go and spend time with him and his wife up on the ranch. They're not really married yet. They've been together 14 years, but they are tying the knot on Valentine's Day at the courthouse. Same place Richard and I got married at 42 years ago, or 41 years. It's 41 or 42, okay? Don't 41 or 42. So it's been a long time, but it's the same place. And by the way, it's Richard's birthday, and I believe he will be 66. And it's my sobriety birthday. My sobriety, I will be 31 years clean and sober. And so Valentine's Day is a big day, no matter how I cut that little cake. So right up here is a park about a quarter of a mile, and I'm going to pull in there first and check out the chat. It seems to be going fine, and we're going to be heading up 99, and it's rural, so I wouldn't expect it to stay connected if there wasn't this, and I'll kind of explain to you what Alex did when I'm parked, because I still have to kind of think it through. He's very smart. He comes in handy. He's very handy to have in my life, you know. There's beautiful giant trees going north here that the city can't just cut down. These are really prized possessions. Okay. Let me find a place that isn't too bright. Okay. So I will pull in right here, pull out my parking pass, put her into park, take off my seatbelt. Okay, so let me look at the chat. So we've got Kaylee. So yes, Kaylee, Richard is doing better. So yes, annoying. It does sound. So it sounds like I'm on a landline. Well, that's cool, because what he did is, I wish he were on here and he could really explain it. Video has been pixelating a bit, but so much better than intermittent dropping. Okay, I hear you, Kaylee. I hate all of that. I need to lock my door for now. So what he did is he took an old phone of Josh's, and apparently it still has T-Mobile, and he hooked this up to, and so I've got T-Mobile. So if you're in the chat, if you could just let me know you're here and say, hey, I would love it. Give me a thumbs up, because I see there's like 4 people here, and I know Kaylee's here, and that's it. Who else popped in? And so, so what we did is Josh's phone is serving as a hotspot. His phone is, or this old phone, this old T-Mobile phone is serving as a hotspot. And then I turn my phone on and I go to, okay, so he's going to have to write this down for me, because there's like 3 steps, and I've already forgot it because we were in a really big hurry. And I just handed Alex the phone and said, please, 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 could you just hook these up for me? So I got to get Richard to physical therapy. So I'm going to have him write it down. Wendy, Jane Watson. Wendy, hello, Wendy Jane Watson. I think you're new here, and I'm Lucretia, and I welcome you here to our little. I'm very happy to see a new face, or a new name. Excuse me, a new name. So we're just doing a test run on a new setup that I have, and my son-in-law, for whatever reason, he really likes to get out and do these chats, and it's usually about either politics or it's about issues of the day. And it's about issues of the day, and we discuss what's going on in the world. And we come at it from different viewpoints, which is the way life is. I believe that's how I was taught. I was taught that, you know, we respect each other as humans, treat each other with dignity, even if we have great disagreement on particular topics. It's, you know, I love many people who adamantly disagree with me, adamantly. And I'm going to see if I can get the camera turned around for a minute. I have no issue with if people are different than me, you know, seriously. And I'm not sure why in the world things have changed so drastically. that's on. So it's not wanting to turn around and let me talk to you guys. So we're just going to go ahead and do a little driving north a little further and see if
and see if, you know, if this continues to hold, because if it does, then we probably will do a drive tonight, because he really wanted to go out last night, and God knows that there is many things to talk about right now. And if Josh and I were in charge of the world, we could fix some things, I have a feeling, even amongst our differences. I highly respect Josh and his opinion. He really truly is one of the smartest people I've ever known. He's married to my son, and 22 years older than Alex, which is quite a chunk. So in some ways, you know, their social world is a little different. They grew up in a whole different time of life. And so, by the way, if you look on a map, if you wanted to, I'm driving north out of Eugene on Highway 99 north towards a town called Junction City. Junction City, it is a bedroom community of Eugene and Corvallis, which is where the Oregon State University is. Here in Eugene, it is the University of Oregon. So, anyways, I'm driving north. And along here, we have family farms, many. There's six. I see 6 people are in the house. I'm going to pull off for a second and let this truck go around me, since I don't want to hold anybody up. And he wants to cruise. All right, kids, we're back on the road. So, and tomorrow, or whatever day we go to the coast, Richard and I'd love to live stream that, because it is a beautiful drive from the valley over to the coast. It's just it's about an hour, 45 minutes or an hour to the coast. Helicopter up there. Wonder if it's a life flight helicopter. Turn on my lights. I always try. I drive with my lights on all the time. So if there's any topics that you're interested in hearing some different opinions on, we don't fight, don't yell, we just talk about how we see the situation differently. There's one of them, one of the family farms right there. I've Thistledown. This is a great farm. I love here's the deal about buying fresh, what I've discovered buying fresh from the farm. Whoops. Oh, there's that little yellow truck. Oh, I love that old truck. Is that it really is more expensive than buying at the store. And sometimes it's not, I don't have that extra, and not necessarily just a little bit extra. I have found it can be very, very expensive. And then here is another one coming up, and there's Christmas trees on our left. And then there is this here. I believe this one is closed down. It's not going to be opening up again. I just have this, I believe it was sold. Can you believe, so here's a good topic. Can you believe they want to this is prime farmland. The Willamette Valley, and this area in particular, in the North Eugene area between Eugene and Junction City, prime farmland. And there's really, as common sense tells me, there's only, and by the way, also tells the surveyors, there's only so much prime farmland left in the valley. You'll never guess what somebody wants to do to this one beautiful farm back there. They want to take and make they want to make it a gravel pit. It's crazy. I don't understand it. They have fought to make it a gravel pit. This beautiful farmland. Oh, check that old house out over there. You see that? I got to tell you a story about that house. So my sister Annette, that passed away about 26 years ago, she and I wasn't married, she was divorced, and we wanted to, that house was up for rent. It's a huge old mansion and old farmhouse. Used to have hundreds of acres associated with it. Not so like that anymore, but still has some acreage. Anyways, it was up for rent for $500 a month. And they would take a certain amount off if you did work around, if you cleaned up, because there had been a dancer or dancers that lived there. Now, let me tell you, those great big oak doors that slide open and slide back into all over. Oh, there's another one. Check that one out. That's a little bit younger, but there's many of these places along here. It's, if we did some work on it, we could, they would take money off of the rent. My father, or our father, was a craftsman. He was a very skilled craftsman, as a matter of fact. And he was a carpenter. He actually taught the guy who he worked for, who was much younger than him, how to build houses. The guy who did it, his father was a contractor and built houses, but he didn't learn so well from his dad. But he learned well. He listened to our dad. And so he taught him how to build houses. So anyways, the other guy was the contractor and my dad was his skilled craftsman. And anyways, we asked our dad, we went home or went to the house and said, Dad, here's the deal. That big old house out there by the golf course or by the country club on Highway 99 or River Road? This is River Road, not 99. Okay. I misled you. This is River Road, not 99. Anyway, it runs parallel to 99. So he said, yes, he knew what we were talking about. And I said, if we rent that house, this dancer went in there, they painted all of this woodwork, or much of it, like garish colors, bright purple, orange, blue, green. Oh my gosh, they destroyed it. And it needed a tremendous amount of work. And so I said, if you, I'm going to make this right. This is going to take us a little more remote. I said, would you help us fix it up? And he said something to the effect, Mr. Mom, I work full time. I work full time. I am, probably not going to feel like, he probably condensed it some and I'm just adding to it, but you know what I'm saying. He's like, you have no idea what this is you're getting yourself into if you were to rent that house. And I don't intend on figuring it up for you so that you can get a couple $100 off a month. And you guys do not have the skills to do it. I said, but I did tell him I would learn. I just want to live in that house. It never panned out. He just was a hard no. My dad didn't have many hard no's, but occasionally he was, he fought clearer than my sister and I. but it was a fabulous house, and it is related to the Kellogg family, the Kellogg's of Kellogg's cornflakes. It's somebody within their family who owned it. And I ran across another Kellogg house owned by the Thurston family. Anyways, yeah, it was cool. Now, see, we're very much out in the country right now. I can slow down. There's nobody behind me and show you all this beautiful land, grass land, little farms. This road, when I was a little girl, we lived in the house that we moved out of a year ago. So I lived there the majority of my life, except some years when Richard and I lived elsewhere. And so, but when I was a little girl and we went to see the fireworks in a town called Harrisburg, that's about, 10 miles away, this is the road we would take. And I love this road. It just brings back good memories for me. See, there's another big farming outfit to the left and to the right. It's nothing but grass for as far as you can see. And whatever is over here, I don't know what that plant is, what's planted there. But yeah, this is what's done in this valley. A lot of this valley is farmland. And up several miles north in another area of the valley, they grow grass and different kind of grasses for planting. Okay, we're getting ready to go under this bridge right here. And one time, there is some water there. One time, I'm always afraid of going under here in a vehicle. It's very low. It's an old train trestle. I'm going to let this car go. You come through. They don't know I'm on a live stream, you know. So, somebody's just got their little RV parked on the side of this country road. Might be somebody who works out here in the fields. So anyways, one time I got a new car, a Toyota Corolla FX. Richard and I, it was in 1995, I think. No, because Alex was a very young child. Maybe 1990 Toyota Corolla FX, brand new off the lot. And my mother co-signed for us. And see, Highway 99 is right over there. Right over there. I get them mixed up sometimes. But this road also, River Road, runs through the whole state in one form or another somewhere. So anyhow, I went and we just were driving it around, you know, we were excited. We got this brand new, it was a hatchback, and we didn't have Alex yet. And we were going to drive to his mother's house, who lived in Eastern Oregon. And anyway, we came up this road, and it had been raining really hard, and there was a big puddle under there. And I hit that puddle going, God only knows how fast. And you can imagine what happened at that point. And so, wow. It was not affected at all. I think it's fixed, Kaylee. I think we got her fixed, which I am very happy about. And now we're going to take Highway 99 back. I'm just making a loop. I cannot see to the right. I'm going to have to do my seatbelt in order to check. I'm going to have to just eke out it. Well, here's what I'm going to do. Harrisburg's right here, so we're going to just go to Harrisburg. Now, if you don't know my channel and where I'm at, I'm in Eugene, Oregon, so this is not Harrisburg, Pennsylvania. that we're heading to. It's Harrisburg, Oregon. I will make a U-turn there though, because I've got to be back to pick up Richard about 4:20. Oh boy. Even though I'm not a partaker, I know what that means. That's funny. This little town we're going to go up to here called Harrisburg. It's a very small town, very small town. There's not even there's probably a dollar store or a Dollar General. But it's close enough to Eugene that they don't like have any box. It's just small town USA. Again, farming. Lots of beautiful farms here. If I could go back in time, okay, kids, if I could go back in time, I would, and I know, when I was 25 or 30, or maybe even 40, because I'm heading to 65 now. I would go and this is where, by the way, this is where we saw fireworks, was on this river here that we're going to cross over. I believe it's the Willamette River. Anyways, if I could go back in time, which none of us can do, I would likely go really urge Richard for us to go into farming, to get a farm and go that route. I really, it's a regret. I would tell you, for me, it is a regret. And we're actually in a different county than I live in now. This is Linn County, Linn. And that is the river right there. I know I'm not supposed to mess with the phone. I'm going to find a place up here to pull over for a moment. But I thought I would just do a quick drive through of this little town. It is pretty cute. This is I like this town, but I don't like the location of it. To get to the freeway, it's about a 15-minute drive. Look at that old house right there. Look at that. I bet that's not even on a foundation. Okie dokie. I am going to pull over. I'm going to pull over right up here. Just go to the end of the street, and the end. This is the end of the town, and pull over for a minute. So that would be basically the end of Harrisburg, the town. I mean, there's areas off to the right that we could go look at the houses, but I don't really have time to do that today. Let me just get turned around. Am I turning right into the sun? I really wish I could figure out why this will not. Let me see. Is there a message? Okay. All right. So I'm going to look at. I sure would like a do-over. Oh yeah. Yep. It's Linn, Kaylee. So did anybody else say hi, who they were? Just Wendy? I'm so happy you came by. I'm in Scotland in the United Kingdom. Oh, if you're still in here, Wendy. Oh, wow. I have a tremendous amount of Scottish and some Irish heritage. Scottish and Irish. And I watch lots of stuff about Scotland. My family, some of the family names in my history are the McMonagals. Now I'm feeling frustrated. I can't, darn it. I got to head back. But we'll keep talking. Anyways, welcome from Scotland. And someday it is, if I ever win the lottery and have the money to travel, Scotland is probably bucket list number one. And I just would love to go to the UK. I would love to go to England. I love the area. Love the area. I love Cass. I love the whole, oh gosh, now I'm just, thank you for coming by. I hope you're here, you're still here. I'm going to check. I'm going to see if she has a channel of her own, or if she's not here, I will come back to this chat and find out if she has her own channel. Well, this has gone really well as far as holding its chat. I don't know how well it's streamed. I know you said that there was some pixelating. Yeah, this brings back great memories as a child for me. Great memories. We do not do the fireworks anymore. Our dogs are terrified. I mean, I have to give my dogs lorazepam. That's that bad. And it really is that bad. It's very hard on them. Okay. So we're going to be coming into another little town called Junction City. This is on Highway 99. So we are on 99 now, on 99 West. I'm headed back towards Eugene from Harrisburg, going back to Eugene. And between Eugene and Harrisburg is a small town, but not nearly as small as Harrisburg. And it has a high school, junior high school, grade school. It has everything. And it's only like 5 miles from downtown Eugene. So somebody could live there. And literally, it's just, it's Eugene's little sister. That's how I see it anyways. I went out to my nephew's ranch yesterday and was just at a last minute thing. And he had made a cake. And he frosted it with cream cheese, peanut butter frosting. Yes, I did go have a piece of cake, Kaylee. I allow myself to do that once in a while. I haven't had a piece of cake in quite a while. And it was, gosh darn it, it was not a pulled pork sandwich. It was homemade. They made it themselves. It was beef, but it was, man, it's a high cut of beef. And they just had some left. And so they made it into pulled beef sandwiches. So I just had a pulled beef sandwich and a piece of chocolate cake with peanut butter frosting. So he and his fiance are getting married Saturday, like I said, at the courthouse. Same one Richard and I were married in 41 years ago. 41 or 42. And I'm really, I'm excited for them. They've been together 14 years. And so it is time. And I've really just said, hey, buddy, and buddyette, I'm close to my niece-in-law too, very close. She keeps my hair in good shape. She's my stylist. So they got to work out. You know what I'm saying? I got a dog in this fight. LOL. So this is how close we are. I mean, we are like 1 mile or so from Junction City. There is Junction City. And it's much bigger than Harrisburg. They even got a tractor supply. I have to stop today and get the vaccinations for our dogs. We do the normal vaccinations ourselves. And then Hannah was supposed to be spayed. When we got her, they told us she was spayed. I couldn't see a mark, but that's not necessary. She's 5 years oldish. That's not necessarily the most uncommon thing. And there's a Safeway here and a grocery outlet and a farm store and an AutoZone. They've got a lot of things here. If I went to the right, I could head over to the coast, to my favorite town, Newport on the coast. Anyways, so what was I saying? Darn it. So anyways, yeah, Saturday at 11:30, my time. Got to be there. Gonna stand up for them. They both have made, they've been together a long time. And, so I totally support their relationship, and, they love each other very much. She has, 4 grown kids. William, never had children. So he is a great dad to these 4 kids. You would never know that they did not come from his loins. You know what I'm saying? And the grandchildren. And I love them like they're my own. You know what I'm saying? These little kids are people that I love so much. And I never get to see them right now. And so much, once in a while, but not much. And I really miss that, because I don't know if Alex will have children ever, but it's a possibility. A gay man, it doesn't matter. He can adopt or work with someone to have his child. I don't know how it all works, but see, this is much bigger town. A lot more things. They have their own police department, which, by the way, I was going to go around that vehicle. And that orange taco truck back there is apparently a very, very good. They have an O'Reilly's here and the St. Vincent de Paul. And a car dealership. So yeah, we're headed south. Out of Junction City now. Now, if I went to the left at this light, we would be back on the road that I came on. I just took a different route. Okay, I turned off up there to go under that little bridge. I never get an opportunity to go there, so I took it. So again, sometime in the next few days, we are going to the coast. Richard has to get his ID renewed. And I thought, do I want to go to the coast or do I want to drive up to the snow? And I think here's my rationale for going to the coast. Neither one of us are in any condition to end up in trouble in the snow. You know what I'm saying? I know you know, Kaylee. I know you know. Because I don't know who else is in the chat. So I trust you are very aware. I'd be calling my nephew Billy. Billy, I need you to come and get us. Just what he was to be doing. And so they're going on their honeymoon at the end of the month to Arches National Park. They've already made their reservations. Already made reservations. Okay, I'm speeding up. All right, I'm slowing down. I just didn't want to get caught up in whatever was going on there. Now, I can also turn here, which I'm not going to do this because I can cruise a little faster on this road. Ironically, there have been several accidents on this. This is a straight ding stretch. Now there is big curves, a couple big curves up here, but it's very well traveled. I mean, this is 4 lanes, 2 in each direction, and there's accidents here all the time. It absolutely makes no sense to me. I mean, I can make sense of why certain places. Oh, look at this beautiful green. Look at that acreage. See what I'm saying? And people want to turn this kind of stuff into gravel pits. Uh-oh.
All right. That was Richard. He called. He's done with physical therapy. Wow. And I'm pushing the hang up, but it's hanging up.
Okay, there we go. All right, so I do have to I've got the pace picked up as much as I'm comfortable. I'm going 65. And I told him I would be there in 10 minutes, and I will be there in 10 minutes. So this is this area is very, we go from Eugene, that's 180,000, to Junction City, just north of it. That's probably 10,000 maybe, something like that. And then right down the road, 8 miles, is Harrisburg. That is a couple thousand, maybe 1,500. So, yeah, I live in a beautiful place. But back to going to the coast. So I'm thinking the smartest thing for Richard and I to do is to go to the coast and not to the mountains. If you think that's a good idea too, give me a thumbs up, please. I'm serious, because I normally just think very what I want. I'm a what I want type of girl, you know, and I've never been afraid of things. Never been afraid of things. Well, as my disability became such a big element of my life, my mobility disability, while it's way better than it has been in a long time, I still am that is a disability I have. And so I have to use my walker when I'm away from the house. If I'm going to go, like if I was going to go walk around, I would have brought my walker. But I didn't. I knew what I was going to do. And so I knew I was just going to do this drive stream. So anyways, I'm learning how to think in a way that is in my best interest, not in my selfish interest that just wants what she wants. You know, I mean, at some point we're supposed to grow up and be adults, correct? It is not something I ever thought I would say. And that's a fact. I don't know if Priscilla's on here or not. She can probably attest to that being very true about me. One time I told my family I was going to the mountains, going east. I was like 18 years old. I was going to just go for a drive for the day. So all it was a day drive. And then you'll never guess where I end up. 180 degrees opposite, going towards the coast. All right, I'm going to take this turn off, and it's going to put me back on River Road, which is where I need to be to pick up hubby. And if I took a right, I could go see my little sister. But if I did that, Richard would really be upset with me. This train crossing, I'll tell you a story about this train crossing. No arms. So give me a thumbs up if you think I'm being smart about my decision to go to the coast instead of the icy, snowy mountains, where I would love to go, by the way. So that train crossing back there, my father used to be battalion chief of Irving Fire Department. He was a volunteer, but he got paid a little bit, but he did it when he was home from work and whatnot. Well, we were very connected to the fire department as we grew up playing in their pool room, their game room. We went camping with the fire department all the time. There was one of the very oldest fire trucks in Oregon. Every summer would go to several different shows or parades throughout the state. And we went and camped together. You know, big group of firemen and families. So anyways, my oldest sister, who has passed, she had her first daughter when I was about 7 and Priscilla, or excuse me, I was about 6 and Priscilla was 4. And so Linda's much older than us. Well, she had Angie. She was pregnant with Angie, and our father went to a car crash right there at that train track. It got hit by a train. Or no, it hadn't gotten hit by a train. It was a car accident somehow. And the lady handed she had her baby right there, right then. And she handed this little stillborn baby to my dad. And here's my sister pregnant with his first grandchild. And look at this old house, guys. So look at this one right there. Check that baby out. There, it has looked like that since I was a little girl. I don't know why somebody has never cared about it enough to fix it up. Really. I would love a house like that. I wouldn't now. I don't, this is the time in life when most people are downsizing. So yeah, I'm just saying I would have put love into that house. And really, I always have looked at that and thought, oh my gosh, I want to go in there so bad. I just would love to go see the rooms. Okay, I'm just 5 minutes away from Richard. I mean, normally my physical therapy would be getting done about now, and I'm 5 minutes away from there. So I'm gauging his physical therapy by mine. I know his physical therapist. We've had the same therapist for a long time. Okay, Kaylee. Couldn't afford to keep up with the repairs. And maturity. I see that word up above. Maturity. Yes, ma'am. I'll tell you what, Kaylee. You would never, even 20 years ago, I was a completely very different person. I working through, I was I was 20 years sober at that point, 10 years ago. 20 years ago, I was 10 years sober. So I was still working through the wreckage of my past, you would not have really recognized me. I mean, it's not that I was a bad person. I mean, I've never been yes, I have been a bad person at times. I've done bad things. Let me put it that way. In my non-sobriety years. So anyway, I'm just grateful I'm sober. But when I look at these things and I think, wow, Richard and I really made some big mistakes, some very big mistakes about preparing for the future. And we would have been great farmers, I could tell you. We both would have loved it. And he grew up doing some farming as a kid. And I grew up around animals, horses, cows. One of my ex-brother-in-laws was a cowboy, a real modern, he was a real cowboy, not a modern cowboy. He was literally from Texas cowboy, 20 years older than my sister. And he was a real cowboy and, bullwhip and all. And he taught me how to use, I'll tell you what, that's one dangerous item, a bullwhip. Very dangerous. You can really hurt yourself. I snapped my own ass a few times, when you go backwards. Oh gosh, excuse the bad language, but I do not know a better way to put it. I see, I can't really look at my chat. Van Girl shows. Oh, thank you, Van Girl Show, for popping in. This just a little live drive. My son-in-law and I are going to be doing, he likes to do these live streams driving around the community at night. And it's just a different element. And so we've done it about 3 times and it just drops. And I told him I wasn't doing another one until my son, his husband, set up a system for us where it won't drop. And that's what I was doing today, was testing the system out. And I think it's perfect. So I think we will go live tonight, probably sometime around 7 or 8. I know that's late for those of you on the East Coast or Central, but he does music stuff, and he works. His day starts around between 5 and 7, and he sleeps during the day and does his work stuff at night. And so, anyways, that's when we would go live. It would be in the evening. But I'm so glad you stopped in. And how's Canada doing? I just had to say hi, Canada. We're doing great here in the Willamette Valley of Oregon. There's beautiful blue sky. And in the next few days, I'm going to the coast for a day trip. You've no clue how much I can't wait to go. My heart literally about jumps out of my chest every time I think, check out. I'm going to go slow by that house. Oh, you can't even see it. The trees have really grown up. I don't know who built that mansion here years ago, but see, this used to all be farmland. None of this, I mean, we all understand, none of this existed. And this was very rural at one time, where I'm at right now. And this is where I grew up, just half a mile down the road. Anyways, this is stomping grounds. This is where I drove every day. So anyways, there were 2 big mansion houses built about a mile apart. So they must have owned, obviously, giant tracts of land, and then over the years sold off and eventually sold it all off and just kept a couple acres right where they were at. Anyways, it's weird to go through a neighborhood like that, and then you look up and there's this big white mansion. And about 6 years ago, this man who is a developer, he bought it. Or he's a hedge fund manager. He lives here locally. Him and his wife have no children. They bought it and they ripped it all out on the inside, and they brought it all up to date. I mean, they redid it. They made it modern. I mean, my understanding is they kept the character of the house inside, but those old farmhouses, they had little tiny kitchens. I've been in there decades ago, when the original person died, and they had a big sale of all the kitchen stuff. And gosh, I want to get through this light really bad. And I remember going in that kitchen, super small. I thought it was going to be a monster. Richard's just about half a mile away. Oh God, he's probably not a happy camper. Anyways, very small kitchen. I'm so happy they do it up on the outside every year. Oopsie. He is right over here in the Albertsons parking lot somewhere. All right, so I'm going to say goodbye to you. And I so appreciate whoever came in here. I will come back and look at my chat and see. And I will check you all out later on today. And I love you guys. I really do. I enjoy. So my son says I need to not be live streaming, that it's destroying my channel. Yep. That the algorithm does not like it. And although I've grown in the last 2 years, even from my bed, when I was literally bed bound, I still grew from 1,500 to over 2,000 now. And so I don't think the algorithm completely hates it, but he has my channel all split apart. It's just, I don't even know what I'm doing anymore. But he said I really need to not live stream at all. But I don't care what he says. I love live streaming. I like the connection to you. And I prefer when I can see what's being said and I can thank properly the people who are in here. So that's the only thing I don't like about live driving. Live stream driving. There's Richard. All right. What I'm going to do is I'm going to hang up right now. and say thank you so much for coming in. And I wish you a beautiful afternoon. All right, guys. All right. I love you.